So this post is saying if you could have a kind of backstory, whole life story of any of these characters, but you only get 12 episodes to kind of tell the story, who would you be picking? And our options are Minato, Orochimaru, Tobirama, Hiruzen, Fukaku Uchiha, who's Itachi and Sasuke's father, or Sakamoto Hatake, who's known as the White Fang. So for this instance, especially because we're talking about only 12 episodes, I'm going to cut out the characters that we already know a decent amount of, especially the ones that we know like the backstories of already. So that means we don't necessarily need Minato, Orochimaru, Tobirama, or Hiruzen, basically because we already know enough about them throughout just the Naruto show as is, and enough of their kind of stories just through like backstory and kind of memories and stuff like that. Next, I think we gotta cut out Sakamoto, because the only character realistically who ever brings him up and talks about him is Granny Chiho, and other than that, you don't really hear much about him. He's not that big of a character. In her kind of view, she looks at him as like this vicious killer and everything. So I'm sure he was a powerful ninja in his time, but realistically, I don't think he's that big of a character to need to know too much more about him, other than what we pretty much already know of him kind of betraying the mission to save up his teammate. So that's realistically, other than that story and kind of like the fight against kind of Granny Chiho, would be all we would really need to know about him. So for this instance, I'm gonna pick Fugaku, because it would be really interesting to see how he kind of grew up in the Leaf Village, and to kind of see the perspective of like the Uchiha in like the early years of the Leaf Village. And then this could possibly even end with like a time skip to where it's ending with the birth of Itachi. So I think he would be the most interesting characters to see some of the past of Konoha and a new perspective of a character that we really don't know much about.